NIO gets price target hikes from Nomura and Mizuho because they know what's coming for October. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual, guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. So just like when we went from $3.20 to where we are now, over $6 at one point over 7, some people sold on the way before we got here. And we're getting ready to make another huge run again, but people are panicking and selling right now again, and I'm okay with that. I will need landscapers, plumbers, etc., pool boy. Well, two Wall Street firms raised their price target on NIO on Tuesday, extending a wave of analyst updates after the electric vehicle maker annual event over the weekend. Mizuho Securities lifted its price target, as well as Nomura went further, hiking its target by 68%. Yes, you heard that right, to $8.40 from $5, also with a neutral stance. But when they were saying it was $5, people were panicking and selling. They wait for the analyst to tell them it's time to buy, and like a sheep, they follow. Bah, bah. And they do what the analyst is telling them, not what they see with their own eyes and common sense. No, common sense is dead. NIO's US listed shares fell 6.2% on Monday, closing at 690. The moves followed Bank of America's note on Monday, where it raised its price target to $7.60, its second upward revision this month, though it too maintained a neutral rating. So because they maintain a neutral rating, some of these people sold off while the bank is telling their buddies to buy, they're selling. Year by 9.5%, but raised projections for 2026 and 2027, estimating a 32% compound annual growth rate in revenue from fiscal 2024 to 2027. It expects the company founded and led by Emperor William Lee to reach break-even in 2027. But to reach break-even, they say in 2027, but we all know it will be there by the end of this year. But caution that the company's balance sheet remains fragile. And this is the game they play, you see, and I'll prove exactly what I'm talking about. Just recently, SoFi Technologies stock Open Door Technologies stock started skyrocketing because of anticipation of the interest rates being lowered, which it did, and it will probably be lowered again. And they hired a genius into the company, and this is one of the things Warren Buffett said to look for. The stock was tumbling because of high interest rates, and rightfully so. It's a new company. The pandemic battered it down. But a propagandist with a lot of weight came out yesterday and said the stock is trash. Exactly what JP Morgan did with Bitcoin. And now people are like, oh my God, well, it must be trash, and the sheeps are selling. It's okay for me. Nomura pointed to weekly orders for the Onvo L90. And see, this only happens in the West. In China, this is not allowed to happen in the Hong Kong Exchange. And that's why I said a lot of companies are now choosing to list on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Nomura pointed to weekly orders for the Onvo L90 in the 2,000-3,000 range, and nearly 50,000 locked orders for the new ES8, surpassing this year's production capacity. That backlog, it said, should provide solid support for shipments in 2025. NIO shares have more than doubled in the past 3 months, and that backlog, what they're not telling you, is going to ensure shipments for 2026. Climbing 116% to their highest level in nearly a year, fueled by strong demand for its newly launched 3-row SUVs. Adding to signs of demand, NIO on Tuesday began displaying a delivery wait time for the ES8 to 24 to 26 weeks, roughly 6 months, because the factory still isn't completed, but it will be very shortly. When that happens, people who are panicking and selling now because they say it's a 24 to 26 week wait will be scrambling to buy back in again. This is the way the game is played. Weekly insurance registration data also showed the company sold 6,670 vehicles across its three brands between September 15th and 21st, up 8.1% from the previous week. So I've always said you have to have long-term vision, just like the late great Charlie Munger, just like the great living legend Warren Buffett, who bought into BYD when it was, I believe, $6 something a share, and finally sold off all its shares in BYD, making, I don't know, what is it, thousands of percentage in profit. But they waited years for that. I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up right there and hype it. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the games are played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.